I'm a little bit upset right now, and hear me out. The reason for it is because next to no one, especially content creators, are not talking about this series that honestly needs to be talked about and has slipped under the radar for a very long time now, for multiple episodes, up to literally 6 episodes now. And I want to take some time to really talk about this because, like I said, it needs to be talked about. This is completely an underrated series that really a lot of people should give more of a shot to. So the title of it, as you can see here, is My Love Story with Yamada-kun at level 999. Looks are deceiving. For instance, when you see that title, you might think that this is a traditional or just a typical generic isekai story or something like that. That's what you would assume with a title like that. Let's be honest. You would instantly assume, okay, maybe this guy's transported to another world or whatever. He's trying to level up or something. That's what your brain probably starts to think. And it makes a lot of sense why some would skip over it. I mean, if we also add in the fact that, when we think about this anime season, there is a lot of good stuff, like Hell's Paradise, Heavenly Delusion, Gundam, Megumin, Vinland Saga, to just Oshinoko. There's a lot. Like Kamikatsu. There's just so many anime that are absolutely fantastic from this season. And it does make sense that because of just how many banger titles there are back to back, some series will kind of zoom under the radar. And that's understandable. But it really is just so criminal to a degree that I have really not seen much discussion around this story. So let's dive head first into it. So I watched the first 2 episodes of My Love Story with Yamada-kun, and I'm just gonna say right now that yes, this is obviously a romance series. Yes, this is a slice of life series. However, it is not a transported or reincarnated to another world series. The title is very misleading. So if you think you're getting something like that, you're not. The only fantasy aspects that you could kind of throw into this is that, these two characters, they play a game together. They play a little game together, an RPG game together, and that's it. And the whole focus of the story isn't within the game. There's a lot of aspects outside of the game as well, like, slice life elements and stuff, and it feels a little bit different. And let me explain. So, traditionally, when we think of like slice of life and we think of, let's say, just romance stories in general, typically they take place in a school setting. That's the truth, let's be honest. Anyone that has, dabbled into romance stories or slice of life stories can all agree. Usually it's a middle school or high school setting stories, which, they have their traditions. They can be fun. But, as someone that likes to, read more mature romance, I personally prefer, like, maybe two adults getting together, like, either in a workplace or maybe in a college setting, something like that. And automatically this series kind of presents that to where we have our main female character. She's obviously an adult. She's, someone that's way past, in high school. She's not in high school anymore. And you have the main male character that's more of independent. He's in high school, but he's basically about to be completely done with high school and graduate from it and move on with his life. And overall, the setting in general, just with that start alone, interests me, because it doesn't have that traditional, oh, they're in high school, so you're gonna have these typical settings of high school, and that's about it. I'm glad that we kind of are, kind of navigating away from that's not always the common theme you see in every single romance and slice of life. But obviously, you're probably wondering, what separates this? Why am I hyping this up? Why am I gassing up My Love Story with Yamada-kun? Well, let's pull up the first episode. So, I want to show you guys this first episode, so I'm going to have to mute it, so give me just a second. So, basically, this right here, this episode starts off very traditional at first, but it does have a little bit more of a interesting narrative to it. So, our main female character is someone that basically gets dumped by her boyfriend. And this boyfriend that dumps her, he dumps her because he found another girl on the game he plays. So, basically, she was dumped for a gamer girl. That's what happened. And automatically it's like, wow, that's kind of messed up and all that. She got dumped, and you get to see, like, the really awful text message she received. And she clearly, spends majority of this episode, she's just really down. She's really sad. She's upset. She even goes to this convention where, like, the gamers that like that game and, her ex likes that game. It's a convention for it. She goes there to try to, make him jealous or do something. She tries to dress up and be beautiful, but as she goes, she basically upsets herself and all that. She gets really sad, and she basically goes out and starts to drink. She meets this character called Yamada, which is someone that she happened upon playing with in this game that, her boyfriend or ex-boyfriend got her into. She decided to still play it regardless. She just wanted to waste some time because she had nothing really better to do. And she meets this person that's at the convention that she briefly met online, and, she basically starts complaining, she starts drinking, so to speak. She just, she has a really bad time, so to speak. And it's a very realistic and sad moment, because the way this entire episode kind of presents it is that our main female character, Akane, she is someone that's trying to deal with loss, grieving, because obviously she has a hole in her heart, a hole in her chest, and she is now alone. She's isolated. She feels incredibly distant from everyone because she has no one anymore. And obviously Yamada is this random person she met online and then happened upon meeting him in, real life, and she kind of drags him with her, to this bar for she can drink, and he clearly doesn't really care. Like anyone in this situation, like Yamada, they would be like, they would want to be nice, but they would be like, okay, let's be honest, people would be like, it's not really my problem. That would be the truth, let's be honest. And so, like, the entire interaction, besides just that, the main male character, he's a little bit more aloof, or he doesn't really know social norms. He literally can't, like, key in on certain things, to the point to where, like, he just doesn't respond properly. Like, he'll say, yo, hey, or whatever. He's very slow with responses, or he doesn't react like a traditional conversation would be with a normal human being. He has these obvious problems with socializing, so to speak. So you have someone that's down, isolated, and upset, trying to communicate with someone that can't properly communicate in the first place, and that's basically the first episode. And obviously, you might instantly assume maybe romance is forming here. That's actually not what happens. Pretty much as it goes on, she just basically gets pretty much blackout drunk. She drinks to the point she blacks out. And you actually see a moment here where she literally wakes up in this man's bed while it obviously appears, you can see by the screenshot alone, what it appears, what it looks like something happened in the middle of the night. And this is what episode 1 leaves you on. And you're like, whoa, did that just happen? Now, to kind of clarify, Yamada, the main male character, he is a streamer slash gamer, a pro gamer, so to speak. So he makes his money through being an actual gamer. So it's a really unique setup with the characters. You have a girl that literally is at her worst and lowest point, and a guy that's just living his own life, chill by himself, and obviously he makes an encounter with her. Now, I know that not everybody might find that super interesting, but it really is realistic, because you have a girl that really just needs something or someone to cheer her up, and she latches on to anyone that shows her any form of interaction, which is Yamada. So, I like the first episode. I like the series so far, and I'm not going to go too deep in episode 2 and onward, because if you want to watch the series, really give it a shot. It's really good. There's 6 episodes out so far, and I wanted to put a spotlight on this anime because it's really good. Like, it really is. And it really hurts how underrated this show is. And nobody, at least content creators, are not talking about this. And I really hope more people do talk about it, because it is good. And I hope this series gets more popular. I want to see it. But anyways, I'll leave it at that. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed the video, do leave me a like. It does help me out a lot. Helps with the algorithm, helps with YouTube, and I would greatly appreciate it. And with that, be safe, stay healthy. Chibi out.